Joining us now, representing Rolling Hills, California, ESPN college basketball analyst and commentator Jay Bilas. Jay, welcome to BYU Sports Nation.
Thanks for having me. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. We want to start with this. The following is from your first tweet of the day, and I quote, "Hustler got no time for a cut, just letting it grow. I don't know where this is coming from. I'm just letting it flow. I got to go to work." The daily occurrence with the rap lyrics is fantastic. How do you decide which lyrics you're going to go with each day, Jay?
It just depends on whatever I'm listening to, and sometimes you have to scrub them a little bit. But I listen to a fair amount of different music, and just pick it out of whatever I've been listening to of late.
Jay, you listed BYU at number 33 in the Bilas Index this week. Does this mean you think BYU's an NCAA tournament team at this point?
I do. I think that BYU's probably near the bubble, but not on it. I think it's a really good offensive basketball team, and the teams that they've lost to have all been good teams. You've lost. BYU's lost a couple games, in conference that, like maybe Pepperdine or San Diego would say, well, wait a minute, they shouldn't lose those games. But those are kind of matchup issues. But I think it's a good basketball team, and especially a team that can score that way. I think is gonna find its way into the tournament. I'm not sure this is a great year for depth of teams, that how many sort of outstanding teams we've got. There are a number of teams that are good and solid and can beat a lot of teams on a given night, and I think BYU fits in there. But they can outscore just about anybody. They're really a good offensive team.
So what is the scenario where BYU earns an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament? Do they have to beat Gonzaga, or can they do it without beating the Zags?
I think they can do it without it, but you're going to have to beat everybody else down the stretch. But I don't see anybody left on BYU's schedule down the stretch that they can't beat or frankly won't beat. I think they're better than St. Mary's. Beating Gonzaga would seal it, and then doing well in the conference tournament is a must. I don't want to say that there's no margin for error, because that's just not true. There are a whole bunch of other teams that are in the same boat, if not in a boat that's taken on some more water. But there's still a long way to go. But I just think with the quality of offensive play that BYU puts out there, I feel confident. It doesn't matter how I feel, but I feel pretty confident in their chances.
You're probably more confident than BYU fans generally, myself included, thinking that the bubble is probably burst. Without beating Gonzaga. But that brings us to a big game tonight with St. Mary's. Second in the conference, BYU fighting for seeding, fighting for more good wins. What do you think of the matchup with the Gales tonight?
St. Mary's is good. Brad Waldo's a good player, and I think Randy Bennett does a really good job with that team. I just happen to think that BYU's better. And, playing in a home game, you guys know how hard it is to win at the Marriott. So I tend to think that BYU's a better team and should win. But I think the quality of defense down the stretch is going to wind up determining how good BYU is going to be. I mean, they're capable of playing better defense than they've played. So the key is going to be, will BYU be able to keep its opponent off the free throw line? And, giving up easy baskets. And, BYU is not a team that turns it over very much, so they're not allowing opponents to score off their defense. But I think protecting the paint is an issue. And so as long as I think they're going to score efficiently, but if they can get stops, that's what's going to be the difference.
ESPN college basketball analyst Jay Bilas, voted the best college basketball analyst twice by Sports Illustrated, was a 4-year starter at Duke, also coached with Mike Krzyzewski. Jay, when you look at the individual play for BYU this year, really it's unprecedented. They have a shot with Tyler Haws to most likely become the all-time leading scorer, passing the great Jimmer Fredette. And then Kyle Caldwell setting a single-season record with 5 triple-doubles. What is the perception of Kyle outside of the Intermountain region with those 5 triple-doubles?
I think a lot of people have been aware of the triple-doubles. I'm just not sure they're aware of the way Kyle plays or how good he is. He's not like he's a great three-point shooter or he puts up, he launches the ball or gets to the free throw line quite as often as Tyler Haws does, but he does do a good job of driving it and creating contact and getting to the line. I've been impressed at what a good rebounder he is. He rebounds really well. He's leading his team in rebounding, not only defensively but on the offensive end as well. And he's a superior passer. And he's got near 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, leads the team in steals. He's just got a great all-around game. And for anybody to put up a triple-double, I don't care who it's against, is noteworthy. For somebody to do it 5 times in 1 year, when in the college game it's only a 40-minute game, it's really hard to do. That's incredibly impressive. He's a really good player, and he plays incredibly hard. And to do it in all those different categories is really, really awesome.
Is Tyler Haws not known nationally because he's so consistent and for some reason that's boring? Like, I don't know, the Spurs in the NBA. It seems like he doesn't get a ton of love despite being a very consistent scorer.
Yeah, he's probably he hadn't had the Jimmer Fredette 40-plus point games. But to consistently put up 22, 23, 25, whatever it's been, and he doesn't have bad games. He's not gonna have a single digit game. He's just a consistent kind of automaton out there. I mean, he makes good decisions and he doesn't take a lot of bad shots. He's got really good shooting numbers. You foul him, he's going to make his free throws. He's an impressive player. But I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's a West Coast bias thing. I grew up out in the West. I've always been kind of sensitive to that idea. And now I live in the East Coast, so I know we don't wake up going, hey, how can we ignore the West this morning? But it just kind of falls that way. And BYU's not on TV as much. And I don't know why Tyler hasn't gotten the same kind of buzz that Jimmer Fredette got. Maybe he's just got too normal of a name. If his parents had named him Jimmer, maybe things would have gone a little bit better.
Gunnar Haws.
Exactly. There you go, Gunnar Haws.
ESPN's Jay Bilas with us on BYU Sports Nation. Jay, when you look at the West Coast Conference, from your West Coast perspective, how many bids will this league get when all is said and done on Selection Sunday?
Boy, that's a hard one. I think the West Coast Conference is very good, but the depth of quality wins that the conference has, it's probably ranked, I would say, I can't remember, 7th or 8th or something among conferences, which doesn't give you a big pool of at-large teams. I mean, the best thing that could happen is if Pepperdine would win the tournament and everybody BYU and St. Mary's and Gonzaga would, BYU and Pepperdine would play for the title or something, and maybe St. Mary's could sneak in and Gonzaga is a definite. That's the best thing to happen to the league is that Gonzaga doesn't win the tournament, because then you're sure to get at least 2 teams in. I just don't see that happening, and I think a team like St. Mary's is, to me, that's the team on the outside looking in, and BYU is the team that would get in first. But even though I think isn't St. Mary's ahead of BYU right now in the standings?
Yes.
Yeah. So down the stretch, I think that BYU will jump over St. Mary's based upon their schedules, and obviously, playing St. Mary's is a big deal. But I would actually put my money on BYU making it rather than St. Mary's, but we'll see.
Jay, it's been great to talk to you. I want to congratulate you for your Throwback Thursday picture today as well on Twitter with the great Dick Enberg. That's some serious Twitter game right there.
Yeah, I miss that hair, boy. It'd be nice to go back to that.
Watch Jay on ESPN's College Game Day this Saturday morning with Reese Davis and the crew. Jay, where will you be this weekend?
The crew's going to be in Dallas for SMU. UConn is visiting SMU. I'm actually going to the bitter cold of Syracuse, New York. Duke is playing at Syracuse Saturday night, so they're kind of splitting us up this week. So I'll be on game day via remote. So if you hear teeth chattering, that'll be me.
Good to know. Jay, great to talk to you. Thanks for the time.
Great to be with you. Thank you.